us with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
You know, our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best at the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. Welcome in. It is Old School 93.7 Ticket and theticketfm.com. I am Austin Orman, but to my left, you're right on stream. It is not Jay Foreman. It is not the Husker Hall of Famer. It's the owner, DP. Welcome into Old School, DP. A happy Tuesday afternoon to you.
Happy Tuesday. Good to be here.
2 is one of my favorite numbers right now because the Indianapolis Colts are 2-0.
What?
Who could have seen that coming?
What?
For the first time since Peyton Manning, the sheriff, was winning his 4th NFL MVP in 2009. My Indianapolis Colts are 2-0.
Who'd
have thunk?
Did you call him the sheriff when he first got there?
No, not initially. He grew into the nickname.
Okay, he grew into it. Okay, I just want to be sure I understood the timetable involved, and
that also might be the first time I've actually ever called him the sheriff in a conversation.
I call him thespian. I'm still. Sadly, I'm one of those people that I only think of Peyton Manning based fully on his Saturday Night Live appearance.
Incredible.
And that he, as a human being, far more than a quarterback, is the actor who put together one of the great bits in all of SNL history. So to that, you call him whatever you want to call him. Actor is what I want to call Peyton Manning.
Sports Reference lists 3 nicknames for Peyton.
Okay.
One of which is the sheriff.
Okay.
Number 2 is the caveman. And number 3 is pay dirt. P-E-Y dirt.
Okay, they're trying too hard.
Far too hard.
They're trying too hard, and I don't. Why?
Well, the caveman comes from his well-covered, I don't want to say inadequacies, but his lack of knowledge of just how to do daily household chores, like his wife still having to teach him how to use a can opener. back like 20 years ago.
Is that his wife's responsibility?
It shouldn't have gotten that far.
Right, Mom?
Should not have gotten that far.
Mom, Dad,
Archie, Cooper,
So,
maybe even Eli.
anyone?
He's a can opener.
Chuck Muncie, maybe Wes Chandler. Did anybody?
Tom Moore.
Like, was there any Husker? Was there any New Orleans Saints legend who was in the Tom Dempsey? Even I don't know if there was something. I'm trying to understand how is that possible. I know that he has an 8 head. Like it's not a 4 head. It is an 8 head. I understood it. He's responsible for the reemergence of Omaha as a cultural contact point. Like everybody understands it, the reference to it. As a matter of fact, there are places we did a count of how many places you could actually use Omaha and have it be appropriate. Right? So at the dinner table, when something's passed that you don't want, Omaha, which means
something else. We're checking out of it.
We're changing it. Your way of telling your friends that your blind date is not exactly what you expected. Omaha! I need you to bail me out right now. There's a list of things. That caveman and no, those were not a part of it.
Eric says, don't forget Peyton Manning.
Peyton, yeah.
Well, that to me, I don't get as much in the football sense.
No, it's
the baseball. You're Peyton.
No. This is the actor. Once again, an endorsement and an appearance that just blossomed. That is where Peyton Manning excelled. I understand that his ability to compete with Tom Brady on a high level certainly plays into this thing. His ability to come up with, in 2 different cities and maybe be 1A, 1B quarterback in either of those cities. I fully understand it. I get it. But him as an actor.
Because then you have to add the nationwide Brad Paisley chicken parm. You taste so good.
Right. Like I'm not sure that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think he legitimately is in that conversation of unique talents. But no, I cannot caveman. I don't want to do that to him.
No, nor do I.
Right.
Not where I saw that going. That is classic old school here. Brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Really appreciate them. There are 3 Lincoln locations and 1 up in Omaha. Every type of meat, every type of cut, as well as so much more. Again, 3 locations for you. Brian T. Spend time with your kids so Peyton doesn't have to. That is the line.
See that 100% that is appropriately who he is to me. What is the legacy aside from Omaha? And I got in trouble with some folks in Denver and asking what is Peyton Manning's legacy to football?
Peyton's legacy to football. I mean, I think he's going to be inextricably tied to Ryan Leaf, that draft, that decision.
Okay.
You have the two tails, right? One went one way, one went the opposite way. I think he's going to be tied to, up to that point, probably a top 5 offense over the course of 5 years in NFL history.
Losing to Nebraska.
Obviously.
Being Archie's son. Eli's older brother. Now Arch's
uncle.
Super Bowl champion. 2-time Super Bowl champion.
2-time Super Bowl champion.
He gets more credit because of the fact that they're 2 cities.
Probably. I think he gets most of the credit due to the comeback from the injury, because I don't think he wins another one in Indy. I think it was best for Peyton's career.
Look at you.
That he
Look
went
at
to
you
Denver.
just throwing him under the bus, throwing the Colts under the bus.
No, they deserve it.
Yeah.
Look at the teams that he was playing with late in his tenure and what Andrew Luck had around him.
Yeah.
No, they weren't winning another one in Indy. They would have been a playoff team still, but
how long will it take them to win another one?
I will be lucky if they win another one in my lifetime.
Like, there's no foreseeable, there's no practice, like a quarterback that we don't even know yet.
Right. Haven't heard of him.
Right.
Maybe he's been bored. We'll see.
Or
Maybe.
Or maybe, transfer portal comes to the NFL and a quarterback, but I'm not even like maybe, Josh Allen would never leave Buffalo and go to Indy.
Indy's a nicer town than Buffalo, though. I'm just saying that to make sure Jay Foreman is listening. I just want to make his ears perk up.
Whatever he was doing just now, his gray hair, his salt and pepper hair just stood up. Like it just stood up on it. He goes, doggone it, Austin. What did you say?
And I would say that to his face.
What did you say? Justin Herbert, maybe?
No. West Coast guy. Oregon guy, Cali guy. Really?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor's a Southeast guy.
But gettable.
Not in division, though?
Gettable.
Really what you're hoping for is kind of the model that they have going now, where they can build everything around the quarterback unless they draft another one. Because I don't think Indy's going to be that free agent destination.
So this is really Daniel Jones or bust.
For now.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
That's where we're at.
You need a hug.
I've been on the Daniel Jones scares the crap out of me train all offseason.
Yeah, you deserve a hug.
I appreciate that.
Wow, bro. My bad.
No, it's how we do.
My bad.
How it goes.
Yeah.
Which it's just been such a wild ride over the last 7 years of Colts fandom, going from Peyton with the 1-year interim to tank for either RG3 or Andrew Luck. I still don't know who for sure got the better of that deal, but I tend to believe the Colts did. But also, since it's in the news, DP, Joe Burrow has been sacked more times already in his career than Andrew Luck was in 6 full seasons. Joe
Burrow got sacked going into surgery. They can't protect him anywhere.
Nope.
You and I actually had the conversation that before we gave flowers to Joe Burrow, we really had to ensure that Cincinnati would protect him.
Mm-hmm.
It took them 2 weeks. It took them 2 weeks. 2 weeks to not take care of that. And at some point, maybe he's the Colts savior. Maybe he just decides that I need to get out of here. I need to go get a running back. I can't do this in Cincinnati, close enough proximity as well.
It kind of fits the Peyton Manning mold.
Right. That you're not going to get what you want where you are.
Mm-hmm.
You had your moment there, and now it's time for the next thing.
Prime Kirk Cousins could have done the same numbers in Indy that he did in Minneapolis.
Yeah, and if not, he goes to Las Vegas. He becomes a Raider and makes us all miserable. But yeah, it's the thing, and you feel bad for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, here's the other option.
Yeah,
Brock Purdy.
Man, that performance in New Orleans, and 49er fans are so emotional. They're just the most emotional, caught up in the moment fans in the history of mankind. You have all the Super Bowl rings. Like you cheated. You had you had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks before anybody knew you had Hall of Fame quarterbacks, because you had Y.A. Tittle and John Brody, right? And do we really count John Brody? But we do, right? We do.
We're told we should.
Right, it's a thing. And then you get lucky because you shot your shot and got Steve DeBerg. But then Joe Montana falls and nobody pays attention. So you get your Drew Bledsoe moment, and he falls out of the way. So Montana gets the gig, wins it. Oh, by the way, let's crash an entire league and get Steve Young, who was just hanging out in LA, really just picking grapefruits and having a good time. Mm-hmm. So he's your backup to Joe Montana. Wait a minute.
So to that point, are the Niners the Lakers in that way of the NFL?
100%.
Because people would say it's the Cowboys, but the Cowboys haven't had that level of dudes just fall into their lap and take advantage of pretty much all of them.
The Cowboys are the Detroit Pistons. Remember when they were good?
I do.
Remember when they were really good?
Oh, they're back now. My boy Cade Cunningham leading the charge.
Oh, boy.
You thought I was on DeForest Buckner last week. Wait till I get on Cade Cunningham, DP.
Right. Oh, my goodness gracious. It's fantastic, right? That you're in the conversation for being the franchise until the Brady Patriots, right? And even then, still in the discussion. Sorry, Pittsburgh. It should have been there, but you allowed Neil O'Donnell to quarterback a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not my fault.
Well, and can I say this?
Yeah.
And Terry Bradshaw.
Well, but Bradshaw never lost.
Bradshaw's numbers aren't pretty.
They didn't have to be.
He's got the winner attached to him. I'm just saying, Terry Bradshaw did less in his Super Bowls than Tom Brady did in his.
Oh, no. Terry Bradshaw played a different game.
He did.
They played a different game. Listen, they did things to Terry Bradshaw in those Super Bowls that Tom Brady, an act of Congress would have stopped the game and demanded an apology from the opponents if they hit Tom Brady the way they beat up on Terry Bradshaw during those Super Bowls. You can go to those Super Bowls. Look, Terry Bradshaw on 3 touchdown throws went unconscious. I'm not sure he said in one of those, he didn't even remember the second half. He didn't even remember he played the game, and he didn't remember because he played it concussed. Like in full, it's a different game.
It is.
So when you compare quarterbacks, I always say this: the eras matter
big time.
That Terry Bradshaw. Let me circle this for you. Terry Bradshaw never played in the biggest game of his career and wasn't the best quarterback on the field. Not once. Not once. Think about that. You're talking about being undefeated on the biggest day of your career against the best opponent you can face. Mm-hmm. And Bradshaw was never better than. He was never, literally, he never had to go across the field and shake a quarterback's hand and go, man, you were better today. Mm-hmm. So that part, now, mind you, Austin Orman may have been able to throw to Betty Cunningham, John Stallworth, Lynn Swan, Franco Harrison, Rocky Blair. I'm pretty sure that Austin could have put up some numbers. He wouldn't have taken the beating, but he certainly could have delivered the ball. So, but I think all of that is in play, that he was that good. I think the guy that gets too much credit as a quarterback, Joseph Willie Namath. 100% gets too much credit. On a day where, quite frankly, he just handed the ball off to Matt Snell and Emerson Boozer.
Better Hall of Fame case, Joe Namath or Eli Manning?
Eli Manning. Eli Manning went toe-to-toe with the GOAT. Now, as I say that out loud, I also have to say that Joe Willie Namath did it against the current GOAT. He did it against, he did it against Earl Morrall, but Johnny Unitas was on the team. Right. He was on the team, and people still feel like the FBI has an incomplete investigation of Earl Morrall for throwing that football game. Like they, when your own teammates say, "Hey, man, we kind of think you threw the game," like, and the fact that he did it at 41 years old, like Earl, you had a quarterback named Earl. Speak to it.
So Eli Manning, 4-time Pro Bowler, 2 Super Bowls, Super Bowl MVP in both games, and 2016 Walter Payton Man of the Year. Joe Willie Namath, 5-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, 1 Super Bowl, also AFL champion, 1 Super Bowl MVP, AP AFL Rookie of the Year.
Give me those touchdown and interception numbers there, Austin Orman.
Terrible. Eli was essentially 2-1, or 1.5 to 1, 366 versus 244. And Joe Willie, 173 against 220. I'll leave it up to you to believe which was touchdowns and interceptions.
That boy was Santa. That boy was Santa Claus.
Joe Namath's overall record 62, 63, and 4.
62, 63, and 4.
50% completion.
Bruh.
50%.
When I tell you, look, I understood that in that era. Now, mind you, I'm old school. I'm old school to that they were asked to do things and play under circumstances that were not the turf fields. Turf fields? Oh, do it in mud and snow, my friend. Do it in mud and snow, and you will like it. So throwing the football and then having antiquated systems to do so. Mm-hmm. But you're talking about the Len Dawson, Daryl LaMonica, what's Kemp's first name? The congressman. Not Jeff Kemp's dad. You're talking about for Buffalo, they didn't have the Greg Landry at quarter, Bobby Douglas at quarterback, for the Lynn Dickey for the Green Bay Packers. You're talking about a different era of football and quarterback play. So it's certainly. Thank you, John Hadel, for being the elite ball tosser. And
Eric says, Austin, how dare you say anything positive about Brady? I was the lowest possible bar of a compliment I could give him. I want to go to this from Ben, though, DP. Does Patrick Mahomes get too much credit?
No.
Let's not minimize greatness.
No.
Please. The dude is legit. He's ridiculous.
Listen, the Mahomes rules apply, and as they should. The Brady rules apply. We don't say it, but they do. That he gets beat up at a very high level. As a matter of fact, how many of the biggest games he played in, he limped through, and in big moments, he made plays. Look, he turned Travis Kelce into a Hall of Fame tight end. Let's
same with Tyreek Hill.
If Alex Smith is still the quarterback, I'm not sure Travis Kelce is in the Hall of Fame. Right. Like I think that's clear. And you still don't have a 1A runner
or receiver.
Right. Like currently just going, you got some guys. No dudes.
No, just
guys. Some guys.
You got some Jimmies and maybe some Joes.
Just some guys. Just to have, you got some Chads. You got some Steves. You got some Timmys. But you had no dudes. And give him full credit for no running game. We don't want to do that to an elite quarterback. We say that, listen, but it also tells you how good Travis Kelce is because he's kept that thing moving. And yes, it's at the tail end of it because it always happens when you have that kind of usage over the course of a decade. Your body is just going to say, hey, man, and oh, by the way, Taylor Swift. So other responsibilities and other focuses have taken effect.
Ben says, why you're not reading the second half of my text? Well, Ben, it's because that's been pretty well debunked in terms of overall penalties and such. But I think, sure, there's some situations where it's a little questionable, but overall, I don't think the refs are to blame for Patrick Mahomes making the plays that he does. But here's the other part of that, DP.
Yeah.
Ben's a Bears fan. The Bears are about to get back on track against the Cowboys. Sounds like a guy who's just really upset the Bears passed on Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, boy. Oh,
sorry,
boy.
Ben.
Oh, boy. Wow. I'm sorry, Bears fans. Austin, is there there's a name for every psychological path that people go down, right? That afraid of height, you understand.
There's a phobia,
right? Yeah. So what is the Bears phobia? What do you call a Bears fan? What sort of mental boundary is there for Bears fans? What would you call that? Because there's some trauma. Tough. There's some trauma,
right?
There's it's certainly a disturbance.
It's incompetence, I guess, from the team's end of things.
What do you call that?
Someone's trying to say Stockholm syndrome. You get into it. And you just can't. You
I always think
talk yourself into it.
I always think Die Hard.
Yeah. Ben says masochism. Yeah, maybe it's in there.
Is there a fan base more in need of a hug than the Bears? Cowboys?
Bears have been bad. Milwaukee Brewers are going to get the 1 seed and still lose in excruciating fashion.
Yeah, but I mean, they're going to get the 1
Rockies
seed.
Fans,
like the
Pirates fans. I mean, the Pirates and the Bears are kind of in the same category.
You have
ways.
The Bears
Browns
have
fans.
So much long history. Harrison and I have these conversations late at night, so we're here till midnight, and often we end up fully engaged in Chicago Bears lore, and it is lore. Yeah, well,
Juan Era and Rex Grossman.
Well, Gore was where we end up. Lore is where we start. Gore is where we end up.
Sure.
And to say, and again, any reason I can get to go down the list historically of Chicago Bears quarterbacks, it brings me a level of joy that Christmas Eve can't match.
Well, it's the Bears and the Dolphins and the Browns in terms of the quarterbacks. Those are your lists.
Dolphins, but you had Marino and Greasy. Like and we don't talk about Bob Greasy enough. right? We don't
He's
talk
a Michigan
about
guy.
Purdue guy.
Purdue guy. Sorry.
He's Purdue guy. He's Purdue guy.
There's a Greasy at Michigan, wasn't he? Right,
Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Okay.
Brian. His
yeah,
son
my bad.
was
That's
Michigan.
Right. That's right.
But and then also that brings us full circle back to Earl Morrall, because the undefeated season doesn't happen without Earl Morrall, because Greasy was limping around with a torn Achilles, right? But Earl Morrall once again to the rescue. And again, Granddad Morrall showing up, just showing up, man. Him and George Blanda. We need to do some real history, because George Blanda out there with fully gray hair and high top black boots playing quarterback and kicker at the same time.
Woo!
Bruh, you sexy dog. George Blanda is one of the most underrated heroes in all of NFL history, because that dude was 45 out here playing quarterback, dropping back, throwing bomb, and kicking. Like, I'm going to throw the touchdown and kick the extra point.
Jeremy and Lincoln throws out the Mariners.
But you had Junior. You had Big Unit.
But your 116-win team lost to the Yankees.
But
you're the best team.
You got Junior.
But every team has an icon. Not every team has postseason lasting, meaningful success.
Post Walter Payton. Give me an icon. I'm not talking.
Brian
Urlacher is not an icon. I hate to tell you, he's
Lance
not.
Briggs?
What do you do? You gave him up.
Charles Peanut Tillman?
Like, you had Khalil Mack and said, no we don't want that kind of greatness. We're not going to do that sort of thing.
Is Lovey the icon post Peyton?
Lovey should have been.
Not the Super Bowl.
Lovey should have been. I don't know. I mean, if you tell me.
Jay Cutler? Smoking Jay?
Oh, man, that made my stomach hurt.
Matt Forte?
My stomach hurt. That you really have to rely on Devin Hester.
You do.
Like that. That's where you land.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you land. Ken Griffey Jr. and Devin Hester. You are really, sir. Chicago. If you are a Bears fan, and then multiply that by the fact that if you're a Bears fan, you're probably a Cubs fan. So you really went through some stuff.
But at least the Cubs paid it off.
They paid it off. They did. I mean,
and they've been respectable since then.
But you did get the Bulls. So I guess, you can't have everything.
Right. Which we don't talk enough about how the Bulls have one era. They have the greatest 7, 8, 9-year run since the Lakers, since Showtime.
Celtics.
Well, Celtics into Showtime into Bulls.
Pistons.
A Bulls run was better.
Maybe.
When in 6 championships in 8 years?
Yeah, but you did it. The Bulls don't exist without the Pistons. The Pistons.
Well, I can agree with that.
The Pistons bad boy had to, like, literally. This was Nebraska before people came in and settled into.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of big picture for the Bulls.
6 wins, 9 years.
They have that one era of success.
Yeah.
Before Jordan got there.
Yeah.
Forgettable. And not around very long. It was an expansion franchise. And then since then, mediocre play-in team.
Oh,
they have the one
They had the Derrick Rose, Jalen,
Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson.
They had the run, right? But they never got it done.
That was the pain. They're the one seed. Rose is in at the end of the game, tears his ACL, and he's never the same.
Here's how old I am. When you say Chicago Bulls, I go back to, you ready for this?
Hit me.
I'm going to give you some names.
Veteran DeForest Buckner?
I'm going to give you Tom and Dick Van Arsdale, the twins.
Hello.
the balding twins of the backcourt Bulls with Norm Van Leer.
There's a name.
Chet Love at the small forward, and some combination of Artis Gilmore at the big. Pre Orlando Woolridge.
Oh, baby.
And guess what? The defensive player of the year in the late great Jerry Sloan. Jerry Sloan just locking down people on the wing. So yeah, that's how I think of the Bulls. They were that. You want to talk about a dry bread basketball program? The Chicago Bulls back in the day. Oh my goodness. Go find pictures of Tom and Dick Van Arsdale.
We'll go to break and I'll do that because I'm sure I'm in for something.
They look like some guys.
Text line, keep it coming, 402-464-5685. If your fan is suffering, if your fandom is suffering, you need a hug, let us know. We'll see what we can do when we get back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
No cravings, no hunger pains, no struggle. Thanks to GLP-1s from Limitless Mail, weight loss is possible. Picture this. Your clothes fit better, your energy's up, your doctor's impressed, and your friends start noticing. Limitless Mail's GLP-1 program is medically monitored and changing men's lives. There's no better time than now to get on board. Lose the weight, better your health, gain your confidence without being hungry. Free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Experience an electric vehicle firsthand at LES's EV Ride and Drive, September 28th at the LES Operations Center. Registration is open now, but spots are limited. Visit les.com/drive to reserve your drive.
Hi, I'm Casey Oddie, and I'm the Retail Banking Manager at your local Midwest Bank branch on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Banking may be my job, but supporting the community is what I care most about. Whether I'm showing up at local events, partnering with schools, or helping people reach financial milestones, I am proud to be a part of what makes Lincoln strong. Let's build something together. Stop by and say hi. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. When only the best will do.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SartorHeyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and its surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking top models from Can-Am, Kawasaki, Honda, Polaris, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Indian Motorcycle, Sea-Doo, and Triton trailers. Score big on our massive selection of Can-Am side-by-sides with rebates up to $3,000 on select in-stock models. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for football season.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, we're back here on Old School. Fandoms that need a hug. Adam says, I'm a Husker fan. 2 years ago, there weren't enough hugs in the world. Feels like there's been a little bit of a corner turn, DP, but I think that's a great segue into where we're at now. Just how big, just how important is this game against Michigan coming up on Saturday for this Nebraska football program?
So if folks haven't been paying attention, the ticket goes until midnight. It goes to midnight. And from 10 o'clock to midnight, I take Harrison Orange down some rabbit holes of all rabbit holes. We go all over the place. But then to go through, we had this conversation last night in that I wanted to be careful. I was trying to be responsible. I wanted to be accountable, and I wanted to not take the low-hanging fruit and ask the question, how big is this the biggest game in Nebraska football history in the last 8 years? In the last 8 years, this is the biggest moment in all of the last 8 years for Nebraska football. And if so, if that is true, how did we get here? I felt like the talking heads. Well, how did we get here? Because a year ago, Nebraska was 3-0. And I asked the same question.
And that's why, to me, this feels like a do-over for Nebraska from last year. 3-0 in the non-con, more impressive for Nebraska this year than last year. Maybe it's not a turning point or inflection point for the program, but it might be for the season, right? And I'm with you. I don't want to go overboard and say, oh, this is the biggest Nebraska game in so long, because I think that's the danger of a week like this against a program like Michigan. You know, two blue blood brands going up against one another, but they're both finding themselves. They're both soul searching in a lot of ways. So it's a big game because it's the next game. It's a big game because it's cool to see those two brands on the field at the same time.
It's a helmet game.
It's a helmet game, absolutely.
It's a helmet game.
It sure is.
It's the first helmet game of the year.
But that's why it's a big game. To me, I still don't think this program is in a spot to say this is the game where we can say everything has officially turned around. To me, if Nebraska is able to win against Michigan, that's one we'll maybe point back to in 3-4 years and say, aha, they found something going into that game. They validated it, and they keep taking off from there. But think about, last year, Illinois came in, not the exact same offense that Michigan runs, but do a lot of similar things. Altmaier and Underwood, more similar than people give them credit for, I think. And Nebraska couldn't pay it off against Illinois. Competed, hung tough, had every opportunity to win the game, didn't do it. To me, this feels like a mulligan for Nebraska that not many teams or programs ever get.
So remember the two non-cons that were not impressive, right? So UTEP and Northern Iowa. Expected results, expected space in between, 33-point win, a 31-point win, and then a 3-score win against Colorado. A 3-score win at home against Colorado. Night game, all the feels.
94 in the building.
All the feels, right? And then here comes Illinois. And at home, the opportunity, several opportunities. Remember, this is a game that went to overtime. Went to overtime, had some opportunities. Now, I hate to paint the picture, but man, an overtime loss against Michigan this week sucked. It would absolutely suck. Which led to opportunity, right? Remember, this program was 5-1 last year. It's 5-1.
Yeah.
5-1. Biggest game of the season. Last year. Biggest game of the season. Indiana. Oops.
Yeah, that didn't go Nebraska's way, did it?
Oops. Down the hatchet. I don't want to say that this game means everything, but what narrative are we discussing, and what question do we want to answer? Do we want to know if the program is a good program? Do we want to know if the team is a good team? Do we want to know, are the bill of goods exactly what we've been told? Right? Have we been getting truths? Can we buy in?
Mm-hmm.
Will they take our money? Right? Because this is a community that's ready to give all of its money to this program. But then if it doesn't, and the accountability matters, we also understand that, people will just put that money back in the pocket and keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that important. I think it's that important to validate all of the 8 years of emotional stress that Husker fans have gone through. Listen, at some point, you got to begin to heal. At some point, you've got to let the people you care about heal. And the easiest, simplest way for that to happen is beat Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, a whole lot of evils will be exercised. We will be exercising the demons of Husker football past, recent past, by beating a Michigan team that I don't think anybody would be fully surprised if they beat Michigan, but
No,
I think
be.
we would be disappointed if they don't.
The goal is not to walk out of Memorial Stadium with the same record.
Right. And Michigan's a 2.5-point favorite, which I have some issue with, because if you're telling me that Michigan is 6 points better than Nebraska if they were playing at Ann Arbor, really? Like, what do you think the spread would be in Ann Arbor?
Yeah, Michigan by a touchdown, probably. If I had to guess.
And we would take that, right?
Yeah. And that's why I think the other game that this reminds me of, not in terms of style of play or anything, but just in terms of the conversation around it and super big picture, is when Oregon came here in year 2 under Mike Riley. Ranked team, big brand, not what they had been. Certainly promising. Now, that team started Dakota Prukop at quarterback.
Sir.
There is that.
Sir.
But, Mark Helfrich or Sharon Moore, who's a better coach? Guess we won't find out, because Sharon Moore's on the sideline for his self-imposed suspension in the middle of the season. But think about
is it Poggi or Poggi?
Poggi. Biff Poggi is the interim the next couple games for Michigan.
And I got the Biff part.
Yes, excellent.
I got the Biff part.
The point I guess I'm trying to make by bringing up the Oregon comparison is big brand name in a vulnerable position, or not as strong a position as it had been in the recent past. Right. Now, the point about vulnerability isn't to say it's going to be a cakewalk. Sure. That Nebraska team that beat that Oregon team could have been 8-4 the year before. Guess what? They weren't. They had the late game woes. They didn't pull through. They win the bowl game against UCLA. And then what do? They validate it the next season by winning 9 games. And then the wheels fall off at the end. But it started out like, hey, they actually did carry over some momentum with a lot of the pieces returning from 15 to 16. Again, setup kind of similar this year. You win your bowl game last year. You build off of it in the non-conference this year. Mm-hmm. And I know this is the first conference game for Nebraska, not a big non-con game, but Oregon was still a big brand. They still are. In 2016, they're not at the Chip Kelly heights after he left for the NFL for the first time. Still a big brand name, still a top 25 team, but they're in a gettable position. It feels more attainable for Nebraska against Michigan, to me, to a similar degree like it did against Oregon, where there are going to be a lot of eggs of Nebraska fans being put in this Michigan basket. It can mean a lot, but it can't mean everything. But one loss to Michigan, in my opinion, shouldn't invalidate everything that Nebraska earned with the goodwill from the bowl win, first one in a while, in these first 3 non-conference games. It'll be eye-opening, but it shouldn't invalidate anything if it doesn't go Nebraska's way.
I'm going to try not to speak for all Husker fans, because I know, again, I know fully that I can speak for a third.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's a third that, quite frankly, are going to be extremely disappointed if this does not go well. There's a third that we're going to be fine, fully expected, okay. And a third in the middle going, you know what? I'm going to, based on how they play, and how this ends, right? Because how it ends will matter to that middle third.
Yeah.
It won't matter to either side of it, right? Then you have to be considerate of what the focus will be. Winning, playing well, and put that in air quotes. Ability to finish, right? How many of the things that have haunted the program recent past reappear? Because if things go right, if things go left, some stuff that we don't want to see anymore showed up again. Turnovers, penalties, etc. If it goes right, some things happen.
Or maybe that stuff popped up and you handled it. Either way.
And then your ability to finish. And so whatever box you're in, Husker fans, you're right. Whatever way you approach Saturday is right because it's been earned. There's enough history and resume for it.
Couple things to that point about finishing. Michigan under Sharon Moore, again, 15 whopping games, not a huge sample size.
Yep.
When Michigan scores first, they're 7-1. They give up the first score, they're 2-5.
Hello.
Okay. When Michigan leads after 3 quarters, they're 8-1.
Okay.
When they trail after 3 quarters, they're 0-5. They've been in one game that's been tied through 3 quarters and they won it. What does that tell me? Start fast, make Michigan play from behind.
Yeah, well, I mean, the front runner profile for Michigan certainly plays. I would imagine that Nebraska's similar.
Yeah, I mean, every team should be better in that situation. Right.
But
it makes sense with Michigan's style of play, the way they're constructed, the way they're built.
Well, you have an athletic quarterback this year that could change some of that.
Could.
Right? That in late minute, if they're down, you want to force them to throw the ball and throw it consistently well. I don't think Nebraska feels bad if Underwood just throws them to victory. I think they'd feel bad if he ran them to victory.
I want to play this from John Butler real quick. I know we'll go to break here in just a moment, but I think to that point, John Butler was asked, how creative, how exotic can you get against a true freshman quarterback? I really liked how John Butler answered that question. Here's what Nebraska's DC had to say.
Key in football, experience is key in life. So the more he sees in games, the better he's going to be down the line. It's our job. We've got to stop the run and put them into advantage situations for us where we can then affect him. If they're in advantage situations, 1st and 10, 2nd and 5, 3rd and 3, the whole game, that's an easy game plan, an easier game plan for a quarterback to execute. But if we're stopping the run, putting him behind the chains, forcing him to play quarterback in a drop back system, then that'll allow us to maybe do some more things to affect him. And
we'll stop that there. You earn the right to affect a freshman quarterback. He's not going to walk in rattled just because he's a freshman. Nebraska's got to do the rattling.
They said some things in their presser yesterday. Poggi. In his presser yesterday said some things about environment and Nebraska being one of the hardest places to play. Fans will be loud, they'll be excited, all those things. But he needs to not make things bigger than they are. And that is an important thing. And so he mentioned it. He talked about it. I would imagine that was a point of that's some bulletin board stuff. That's some high practice repetition verbiage. Do not make the play. Just make the play, whatever that is.
Well, the message can be the same for Nebraska. Make 100%. It big, but not bigger than it needs to be.
100%.
When we get back, $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings on the line for you. Got some trivia and some more stats for Nebraska. Michigan, full hour of Nebraska football, Nebraska basketball conversation as well. That's all coming up at 4. We'll wrap up hour 1 of Old School in just a sec.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see mostly sunny skies with light winds. It'll be hot with an afternoon high near 90. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, mainly cloudy skies. A low near 65. And tomorrow, a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. See a high near 80. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Harvest season is here, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade now. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's akrs.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends September 30th, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hi, I'm Casey Oddie, and I'm the retail banking manager at your local Midwest Bank branch on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Banking may be my job, but supporting the community is what I care most about. Whether I'm showing up at local events, partnering with schools, or helping people reach financial milestones, I am proud to be a part of what makes Lincoln strong. Let's build something together. Stop by and say hi. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're wrapping up hour one of Old School. DP, number between 1 and 10 for me, if you would, please.
Theismann-esque 7.
7. All right, here's the question for $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations, 68th and now and 40th and Old Cheney. Before Bryce Underwood, who is the most recent true freshman quarterback to start a season opener for the Michigan Wolverines? Before Bryce Underwood, who is the most recent true freshman to start a season opener for the Michigan Wolverines. 402-464-5685. While we wait for that answer, some more stats on Michigan DP. I was going to do this one, but I knew there'd be no shot without the Google machine. Michigan has only lost 5 out of its last 56 Big Ten openers.
Okay.
Those 5 losses have come to 2 teams. Do you know which 2 teams are the only teams in the last 56 seasons to beat Michigan in a Big Ten opener?
In the last, how many years?
56. But really, you can just go back to 1981. So you can just do the last 45 years.
But is this sort of a trick question?
No.
So Big Ten
Big Ten openers.
So currently in the Big Ten, even if they played when the other team wasn't in the Big Ten.
No, I will just tell you that these are Big Ten charter members. I'll give you that hint.
So then I would almost say, because they never play the rivalry game, so it's not Michigan State. It's not Nebraska. It's not Ohio State. Let me pull from the rabbit's hat and say Northwestern.
It is not Northwestern.
Huh.
I like where your head is at.
Yeah.
4 of the 5 Big Ten opener losses for Michigan have come on the road in Camp Randall.
Wow.
Wisconsin.
Okay, that makes sense.
21-14 and 81.
Who's the other?
Goldie. 2014, Minnesota goes into the Big House and knocks off Michigan in the Big Ten opener.
So, yeah, Minnesota would kind of make sense because it is a game that would be played in the opener. I don't know why I can't imagine that the Big Ten opener would be Wisconsin for Michigan. Like that's a weird sort of together. But bravo, well done to the Goldie didn't win. Okay.
4 times at Camp Randall, once at the Big House to Minnesota. All right, we have the answer. 0778. You will be the winner of the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Some of the incorrect guesses. Denard Shoelaces Robinson. Not him.
That's where I would have gone.
JJ McCarthy, also incorrect. Jim Harbaugh, no. Jim Harbaugh did not start for them as a true freshman. The answer, how about this? Tate Forcier.
Oh, for the love of everything good.
Forcier in 2009.
Oh, this is you went elbow deep into the rabbit's hat.
I did. I'm trying to find the names because I got this as I was waiting for the coordinator's presser today. I was looking through Michigan's game notes.
Oh, yeah.
And that immediately stood out.
Yeah, that's pretty spectacular. Their notes those are rabbit holes you can not get out of.
Okay, I found it. Found the list. Yeah. There have been 4 true freshmen to start a season opener for Michigan. Obviously, Bryce Underwood, Tate Forcier, like I just said. Chad Henne in 2004. And Rick Leach in 1975.
I said number 7.
You did. We did not get 7 people with the right answer, so 0778 is the closest to number 7.
Man, Rick Leach. Pretty good baseball player, too.
Oh, yeah?
Pretty good baseball player back in the day. Left-hander. Nastiness.
The more you know.
Yeah. I ran across him at a softball, celebrity softball game, and he was hitting bombs. He was hitting bombs. So it was like, okay.
Lefty, or did he throw righty, bat lefty?
Threw righty, hit lefty.
Nice.
Yeah. He was the dude. That was kind of the Michigan thing, was multi-sport athletes. Drew Henson falls in that category.
Tom Brady.
Brady was a multi-sport guy. Denard Robinson. Yeah. So, and that tends to be, I guess maybe that's a quarterback thing. Maybe that's a Big Ten quarterback thing where a lot of the guys, all the way back. To
me too, it's almost just a high school thing. What size of high school did you go to? And sometimes these elite athletes can play multiple sports at still a big high school.
Even in 6A, most of my quarterbacks, no matter what area, these were. So I had shortstops and third basemen who were quarterbacks. Catchers were generally middle linebackers and centers. Second baseman, the center fielder was always a wide receiver. The corners, you can get a power guy at first base that was a tight end along the way. So you usually match them up. Basketball, I had a bunch of tight ends that played power. My 4, my 3s tended to be wide receivers and runners. Point guards were, could be running backs and receivers.
Occasionally quarterback too, though. You like to have a quarterback and a point guard running the show.
At high level basketball, it wasn't that often that the star quarterback was the star point guard. That just maybe a 2 guard, maybe a 2 guard, maybe a 2. I think back to Ronald Curry in the state of Virginia, Allen Iverson, of course, but he technically played the 2. Vic, Curry, I think of Virginia elite quarterbacks, DeMatha, Foothill, where some of those guys were quarterbacks and point guards, but usually it was the two.
You left out the most elite point guard quarterback combo. Played both these sports in college.
Elway.
Greg Paulus.
Oh, wow. Is it Ray or Ron?
I don't remember. Well, Greg, the Duke guy, who went to Syracuse to play quarterback.
I think of Elway was Elway was the quintessential two-sport guy.
Yeah.
At quarterback.
Who made the worst decision of his life in not going through the Kansas City Royals system.
Shame on you.
Shame on him.
Shame on him. Charlie Ward also falls in there. Yep. But I think that Charlie spent a lot of it too. Like, and did he play point guard for the Knicks or did he play two?
I thought he did. I thought Charlie was a point guard.
Yeah.
We'll go to break after I find this here.
Well done. Well done.
Charlie Ward is listed as a point guard.
Okay.
On Basketball Reference.
Yeah. So there are some.
Indeed, there are.
Yes.
We'll go to break. We will have more Old School hour 2 of the show right after this.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of Teammates Mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
Harvest season is here, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade now. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's akrs.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends September 30th, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Sartor Heyman Jeweler.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here we go, hour 2 of Old School, 93.7 Ticket, ticketfm.com. Brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, special ingredient and butcher shop with 3 Lincoln locations and 1 up in Omaha. You can also check them out online at themercadobutcher.com. 402-464-5685. You want to be a part of the show. Big thanks to Starter Heyman Jewelers for sponsoring not just our text line, also our streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, up and rolling for you, as is Allo, Channel 961 Allo, the official internet provider of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. DP, a while back, you had me put together a list of the best high school athletes I faced.
Yeah.
Just while we're on that. I don't know if we ever officially got to that, but I saved the list.
Okay.
It's just kind of fun to look back on. And, I mean, you're naming dudes. I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska, not necessarily the same caliber of dudes. So love my hometown, love my home city. Would not change it, but I will not be name dropping Ronald Curry, etc.
Right.
So the one I remember from middle school, kid by the name of Jared Bubach.
Okay.
He ended up going to Arizona State on a football scholarship, came back home and walked on for Nebraska, was on the team for a year or two, and never did anything of note. His career probably peaked in 8th grade A-team middle school football when I took a little jet sweep end around and he blasted me about 10 yards out of bounds.
Smoker.
Yeah, he was 6'4", 6'5", 210 at that point. I was 5'0", 100 pounds at that point. And that was the day my football career came to a screeching.
That's why you became a jump shooter.
It is why I became a jump shooter. Indeed. Speaking of basketball,
yes,
Wes Dreamer is probably the most notable name. He's gone on to play Eurobasket quite a bit. I think he was last in the Czech Republic. He was a freshman at Elmwood Murdoch when we played him. I think he transferred into Lincoln East, went to Northwest Missouri State, one of those guys that was, I think, on the title teams before he went overseas. Played against the future Nebraska track runner, Cody Marachik. Surprisingly good basketball player at the time. But the more dominant guy, never heard of again. Dalton Taylor. Post guy, rugged, all the moves, shoulders and everything.
Yeah.
Simon's brothers from Bishop Neumann took the court against Noah Vedral a couple times as well. Better football player than basketball player. No offense, Noah. And Brooks Asher. I think he went on to play some D2 ball from Hastings St. Cecilia. Baseball, though, I can actually say I played against some guys. We know that Nebraska preps in baseball, they put some guys in the league that have gone places. The Nebraska connections, Byron Hood from Norris was the Nebraska baseball member. Mojo Hagee played against him. He actually ended my high school career. And then it would have been Jackson Reitz from Norris, played for your Nats for a while, DP. So Jackson Reitz, I will never forget him backpicking my buddy at second base. My buddy had just no idea what was going on, but also did end up playing against Alec Boehm for a couple of years when he was at Omaha Roncalli.
That's a pretty good list.
Pretty solid.
So here's my conflict when it comes to those sort of things. One, defining area, hometown versus Northern Virginia, because the people you play against and play with. My high school alone is kind of a jam. And I find that interesting because my high school wasn't a athletic powerhouse of that level. right? Because we were playing 6A schools in Northern Virginia,
Mhm.
where I don't know, there's some dudes. If you
There's
take
some names you
if you
know.
take some Northern Virginia, then you have to add the DMV, you have to add DC.
Yeah.
Before you even get to going 25 miles away and getting the Lynn Biases of the world, right?
Sure.
Literally right around the corner,
Mhm.
probably closer than parts of Northern Virginia. But do you consider them? Now, DeMatha High School is a factory. You can just list, it's a who's who of players. Flint Hill, with all the basketball players, the Dennis Scotts of the world, the Kevin Durant's, Montrose Academy, those types of players. Public school just alone, if you wanted to stay in that space. I don't know, basketball, my high school rival was kept from 3 straight state titles by a guy by the name of Grant Hill.
Oh, that guy.
That my high school had the Palmer brothers, Walter Palmer, who ended up being a number 5, I want to say number 5 pick by the Utah Jazz. 7'3" center.
Was he better than the Van Arsdale brothers?
Oh, the Palmers were better than, well, no, because the Van Arsdales had a higher ceiling. Crawford Palmer, who started, so imagine that Crawford Palmer on any other planet, in any other era, is the best player in Washington, D.C., except for he's the same class as Grant Hill.
Grant Hill.
And you have to play Grant Hill 4 times a year. 4 times. Twice in the regular season, once in the district final, and then again in the regional title. You're tired of seeing, dude. Grant Hill commits to Duke. Where does Crawford Palmer go? Duke. And what happens?
See him every day in practice.
Well, but he figured it out because Crawford was the starting center as a freshman on that Duke championship team with Grant Hill. So you figure that out along the way. There are some guys. I mean, Joey Beard also played on that Duke team. Mike Tissaw, who also from Robinson played for Duke. Tommy Amaker from Woodson High School went down and played for Duke. Johnny Dawkins from Mackin High, right across the corner. Yeah, there's that area. You just go, okay, and then you get football. Oh, you want to talk football?
Let's do it.
I don't know. Let's go through that just alone. Nebraska's assistant coach from back in the day, maybe the most complete athlete I've ever seen on the high school level, Kenya Hunter.
Yeah.
Kenya Hunter. Kenya, you talk about those, a 6'2.5" quarterback, shortstop, point guard.
Kenya strikes me as a defensive menace.
An absolute phenom. As a matter of fact, the lockup, because that Wakefield, his high school team, actually, when South Lakes beat my high school, Wakefield stepped in, and in 1 year, they got him. They actually got Grant Hill and the crew. Dennis Scott was also a part of that all Northern Virginia team. Tommy Amaker was in that space. Mark Jackson, who played point guard / 2 guard for Georgetown Hoyas, in that space. Dudes, like just dudes. My era, I don't know. There's the 7'3" Ralph Sampson, and his. Imagine going to camp, a point guard camp, and the first guy you're going to face, Othell Wilson. Who I'm really sick of. Quite frankly,
4 times a year.
I made several business decisions because of the people that Virginia State High School Star football game. The receiver, the guy that everybody, Gary Clark. So what do you? Never mind. You need me to play flanker? Is that what we're doing?
Okay, coach.
Hey man. Because the other wide receiver started for Notre Dame, Joe Howard. Also went to the league. Hey, no, just don't worry about it.
I'll get in where I fit in.
Hey, figure it out. Mark Cox, who is now a legendary coach along the way. I think Coxie ended up going to Wake Forest along the way. Yeah, so the high school level of it, as you start identifying the talent, that's just Northern Virginia. That's not Richmond. That's not Hampton, where you get the Michael Vicks, Ronald Currys, those folks, the Bruce Smiths and the, Pernell Whitakers of the world. What do you want to do? Stay away is what you want to do.
Michael Vick, legit candidate for Virginia Tech this cycle or next time?
I think next time. He got his first win at Norfolk State. It depends on what Virginia Tech thinks their problem is. It may be recruiting. And
sounds like it's money. Whit Babcock has been very upfront about that.
Yeah, but how? Because Virginia Tech sells out.
I'm just telling you what Whit Babcock is saying. He says that their budget is like 113 or 133 mil, and he thinks they need 200 to be successful.
Well, but then if that's the case, and you can't get Beamer to leave South Carolina, because it's going to take you, you can get 3 Michael Vicks for what it's going to cost you to get Beamer.
Yeah.
And if you get Michael Vick to Tech, then hey, there will be an avalanche of Bruce Smiths that's showing up to help the program.
Mm-hmm.
The recruiting dollars will go through the ceiling. Think Scott Frost. Same feeling, same vibe.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter what your lack of experience at really coaching at this level. Doesn't really matter.
Well, that's part of the deal, is that there are a lot of Virginia Tech higher-ups, according to reporting, that just wanted Michael Vick to get some coaching experience because they're enamored of him coming back to lead the Hokies.
Well, it's his town. He is the Hokie. He's the Hokie. Now, I mean, Del Curry, nope. Bruce Smith, nope. It's Michael Vick. It's Michael Vick. And you bring dollars with you. You bring a collection and assortment. You also bring attention. Think Deion in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
He fixes a lot of things, and he will be the nucleus to all of that talent we were talking about in the state of Virginia and DMV and North Carolina North.
Mm-hmm. Here's why I stayed home.
All of that would be, all of a sudden now there's a full trek to Blacksburg, Virginia, and helps them, because Roanoke proper is a football hub. There's just tons of talent down there. You just need somebody to round up the folks, to posse them up, and get them to go to Blacksburg, which is what happened then. That's what happened then. That's how you end up in a championship game against Florida State, was that you managed to handle the recruiting aspect of it. The football, what Frank Beamer did better than anything else was just galvanize the alumni base. Michael Vick does that for them. And so there are certain programs where that matters. Blacksburg would be one of them.
Florida State and Virginia Tech is such an interesting uniform matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sold on it. It's always said interesting.
Well,
I don't love it.
Well, but so if we said, what have we learned? Think if Florida State decides to get a new coach, you call Deion, right?
Probably.
There are a lot of programs where that is the appropriate, in this day and age, in the NIL, transfer portal, money, revenue, shared revenue era, that having a named coach with ties to that, again, 30 years in the game of being able to recruit millionaire coaches and millionaire players to the program. And the fans, listen, you saw it here. We saw all the Frost jerseys.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to tackle anybody. He wasn't going to make any throws. But people bought into it because it made sense. So I think that's the new thing. Florida State, Tech, they have some, UCLA falls in that what are you choosing? What are you choosing? What is of importance? I mean, listen, Nebraska fans better sink their teeth into it, because that decision will come around again. So know why you're making a decision. I think that's the biggest thing.
I want to go back to the text line. We got some other high school opponents to sound off on. Kip at Fremont High. Niles Paul, Brett Maher, Baker Steinkuhler, and Cash Kalkowski, all former Huskers. Probably give the nod to Brett Maher in that mix. Now, Baker Steinkuhler, big-time recruit, 5-star for Nebraska back in the day. Niles Paul carved out a really nice NFL career, including with Redskins, Proto Commanders. Cubs career, coolest thing I've done was play pickup basketball against Cam Jurgens at the YMCA. I managed to play against Cam Taylor Britt. Have I told you this story? So I was guarding Cam, going predictably, but he got in his way in transition once, so he had to pick up his dribble. And then dude fired a pass that missed giving me like the reverse mohawk, like the inverse by about that much. I said, dang, that's that old quarterback arm. He looked at me like, how do you know I used to play quarterback? Well, it's kind of my job to know these things about you, Mr. Taylor Britt.
Mm-hmm.
Eric says, I got smoked by Ty Stein Cooler and made Danny Woodhead fumble in the same season.
I don't have, not in football. It was just, I mean, we played in some big games. I mean, folks have heard Barry Thompson here. We had games that, so imagine being a junior in high school and having George Michael on your sideline, the legendary,
like the George Michael
Sports Machine, George Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they picked our game as the game of the week, and so George Michael showed up at Battle of Unbeatens. On that team, there were 3 NFL linemen that started for us.
Woo.
Oh, we had some. I mean, Robert Oxendine, Brian Blados, who started next to Anthony Munoz for the Bengals. I mean, we had some dudes. Like, we had legitimate dudes. That's kind of where it was. We had you run into players who just play at a different, like, they identify the difference between a good high school player and a Division I player.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a substantial difference.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, well, let me go over here with the normals. Listen, I'm going over here with the people who are about to be high school coaches.
Right.
Let me go over here.
There's the high school coaches. There's your insurance salesman. There your accountants.
Look, I'm going over. I don't belong over here with the Charles Haleys and Gary Clarks. No, sir, I do not. The Eric Dorsey's of the Giants. He was a rival of ours, McLean High School. You just kind of you get used to you remember the first time a future NFL dude tackled you, like hit you.
Yeah.
And beat another NFL dude to do so.
To get to you.
Right.
Right.
That the first time Eric Dorsey hits, you just go, okay. Yeah. Watching the stuff, it's just interesting to think that, Mark Canterbury, Dave Batista went to the same high school in my hometown. So you get 2 WWE champions, world champions, who played football, 5 minutes away from you.
Right.
And you just realize, nope, I'm not 6'6", 290. That's not
running
how
a 4.5.
Yeah, that's not how that works, man.
4203, I think your name is Brock, says he played against Mike Miller in the Mr. Basketball Showcase in Kearney.
He gave up buckets. Yeah, I need to know how many buckets he got. Yeah, I saw Mike Miller put up a 70 burger on a high school. Jeez.
5816 played the old Husker basketball guys in the Cornhusker State games. Tony McRae, Charles Richardson, Marcus Perry, Brandon Ubell, Steve Harley and company scored the first basket to go up 2-0. And final score of that game was 131-37. I feel you, Matt.
I felt that, Matt.
John and Cortland got taken out by a sophomore linebacker, Tom Rathman. Tough guy to get taken out by.
Yeah, I mean,
no envy there.
Yeah, I mean, you would imagine that a lot of, you imagine the folks who played against Mike Allstott in high school, and they talk about him as a running back.
Please tell me he had the neck roll in high school.
He played middle linebacker too.
Oh yeah,
he played middle linebacker.
Mm-hmm. Aaron played against our own Todd Euler, as well as Matt Hoskinson and Matt Davidson, Russ Hochstein as well. Ooh, Riley W. Here's a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
I played AAU against Ryan Archidiacono in Kansas City.
So Becky and I were at the final when he hits the jumper against North Carolina.
Chris Jenkins.
Yeah, man.
Is there any world in which Jay Wright is not the next head coach of North Carolina men's basketball?
Yeah, I thought he'd be the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. That made way more sense to me. The Boston Celtics. Like I didn't know that you wanted to stay in the UNC world. I think Belichick makes the door open wider for the Jay Wright, because not many people have Jumpman as their bankroller.
Right.
And that's the thing. You imagine North Carolina athletics is already arrogant enough. You give them Belichick and Jay Wright, what are we going to do? We're going to shut down Tobacco Road.
I already got a decent baseball program too. Women's basketball's fine. Soccer is Mia Hamm fall back on.
Gonna have to shut it down. You gotta shut it down. Not dealing with y'all anymore. I went through this already. I went through this with y'all, UNC. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it.
Now, if Jay Wright were to have the opening game that Bill Belichick did, I would not be mad about it. Big Bird played against Brett Maher in junior high and high school. He was a sniper on the basketball court as well. 5,700, I played AAU against Joel Okafor. We don't have to talk about how the game went.
No.
Underrated Nebraska fact, they got a visit from Joel Okafor.
I am often just left dumbfounded by the number of people who have been here to be recruited and never showed up, which is why I simply just try not to pay attention to recruiting stories.
My sources have told me it was I'll be polite and come visit you because I have a connection to you in my past visit, more so than I'm taking this seriously visit. But people So can we get a study done that tells us how many people come here to visit, official visit, and don't come? Oh, most.
No, but what's the number? What percentage? What do you 98%?
I'm going to write that down, ask the recruiting people I know, because I literally have no idea where to start to ballpark that.
Right? Like what do folks think the number would be for the number and just official, not even unofficial,
right?
But just those official, hey, I'm standing on the sideline visits to Nebraska. How many people every year, how many athletes come here, stand on the sideline, get the swag, get the pomp and circumstance, and then never come back unless they're playing against Nebraska? What do you think the percentage is?
95. It's got to be really high. Because the number of official visitors that you bring into campus, you're not locking up all of them.
Again, this is why I try to run screaming away from recruiting talk about athletes. And you can ask me about the athlete and what makes him recruitable, or what do you see on tape? But that makes you spend time on people that, quite frankly, aren't going to be a part of the pool for you to talk about. Like if Nebraska gets this quarterback who's a 5-star,
we've got guesses of 5%, 10%, and 98%.
Well, I think he means 98% never come back.
Right. Cupskirt, yes, Lamar Jackson, the quarterback, was at Nebraska for an official visit.
Yep.
As was Micah Parsons at Friday Night Lights. Playing wide receiver, being a better wide receiver than the wide receivers at camp.
Was Marshall Falk here?
I believe Marshall Falk was here.
Barry Sanders was here.
Could have been. I believe it.
I think they recruited Barry as a defensive back. Do I recall
that was Falk, I think.
That was Falk.
Yeah.
But not Barry Sanders.
I don't know that one for a fact.
Yeah, I don't know why I believe it. And then all of the quarterbacks.
Many.
Right? Like
Tyrese Halliburton.
A lot of dudes.
Nebraska.
A lot of dudes showed up. Not all of them.
One-Eyed Ray, we'll finish with this before we go to break. My older brother played baseball in Bath, Michigan in the 80s. One of his games, he took an at-bat against John Smoltz. It was over in 3 pitches. He said he didn't see any of them.
Jay Tibbs, the best pitchers I faced. Jay Tibbs, Ben McDonald, Ken Dixon. Those are the three that you step in and you have a conversation. You're having a conversation when you should. It's like Crash Davis. You're telling yourself, get out of your head. Be quick. Step out.
We're going to step out of this segment. We'll be back. Talk some Nebraska men's basketball. Fred Hoiberg made an appearance in front of the media yesterday. Go over what he said and start getting you ready for Friday night, opening night with the Huskers. Nebraska men's and women's basketball in action down in the rail yard. We'll do that when we get back to Old School.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through September 16th are $1 off ready-to-eat meals, 20% off all pasta, and 8-ounce grass-fed, grass-finished sirloins for $9 each. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney and Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Harvest season is here, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade now. Plus, Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends September 30th, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there. Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
Oh, Kansas.
Here we go. If I could have today.
You just don't stop giving, do you?
Green flag, we're underway.
The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history. Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds. 3 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs.
You guys can't drive.
Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 26th through the 28th. Get your tickets now at KansasSpeedway.com.
It's nearly time for Bonsall Pool and Spa's truckload event. From September 23rd through the 27th, stop by Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to see an actual truck full of hot tubs with special prices. You'll save up to $3,000 on all hot tubs and swim spas, as well as $1,500 on all saunas and cold plunges. Use Nebraska football's bye week well by stopping in on September 27th for refreshments and giveaways. That's Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard in Lincoln.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Tune in this Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. as Old School broadcasts live from Lead Lodge and Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City to kick off the 2025 Applejack Festival. The festival runs on September 20th and 21st, as well as September 27th and 28th at Arbor Day Farm. Pick apples, enjoy cider, and welcome the fall season with fun for the whole family. Purchase tickets to the 2025 Applejack Festival online at arbordayfarm.org and listen this Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. to Old School, broadcasting live from Arbor Day Farm.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on Old School. Austin Norman DP with you. This segment of the show brought to you by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows is based out of Hallam, Nebraska, and they offer a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while keeping their prices affordable. They're locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today for more info at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Had a chance yesterday to hear from head coach of the Huskers, Fred Hoiberg. DP back-to-back 20-win seasons for Nebraska with Fred Hoiberg at the helm. With some time to look back now from last season, the way it went down. Obviously, Nebraska winning the crown back in early April. What do you think about the footing the program is on now with Fred Hoiberg? Where do you think that this program is at entering this next season with him in charge?
So I'm consistent in that I don't want to give people credit for things they haven't done yet. And the last version of it is the last knowledge we have. There's assumption on talent and inclusion. But if you tell me to add the old version of rink mass to the conversation versus whatever 97% rink mass that may be in play, right? That he's still recovering. He's still, new to the style of play he's going to be asked, and new to the type of players that are around him. Casey is not in the building. So what do you do? What version of Connor Season are we talking about? Who are the role players and how are they going to deliver in Big Ten on a cold night in January in Lincoln, Nebraska? How are you going to handle yourself in front of that crowd? Can you go on the road to Pauley Pavilion? What happens when you go to College Park, Maryland, and face a talent, an always talented, athletically gifted Maryland team? What do you do when you face, when you got to go to Indiana, right? When you got to go to Freedom Hall and deal with that craziness? What does it all mean? I like what Fred says, because he and the players are saying the same thing without using the same context. That they're working hard, that they're starting to identify the things they do well and the things they don't do well, and they all feel like they have enough talent to be successful. Air quotes. Whatever successful means. Does it mean another 20-win season? I'm not sure, but Austin, I would ask if that's what they meant. 20-win season, is that enough?
Well, I think part of it depends on how the 20 looks, which may or may not be fair, but it took Nebraska winning 4 straight games at the end of last season to get to 20. Now, 20 is 20, and they won a postseason tournament to do it, and they deserve credit for that. But I think Husker fans, at least the ones that I've heard from, would prefer, 18 or 19 of those wins come in the regular season, at the very least, because the Nebraska team that made the tournament won 23 games. 2 or 3 of them in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
So 20 wins, I think, I heard it described this way, even with like the Kansas City Royals, right? I mean, in my lifetime, they've made the playoffs 4 times. 3 times, in fact, 3 in my lifetime. That's not a lot. Nebraska men's basketball in my lifetime has made the NCAA tournament 3 times. Is 20 wins the ultimate end-all, be-all standard and goal? No. But I think stacking 20-win seasons is a step in the right direction, almost, irrespective of how those wins come, because you take it. This hasn't been a 20-game winning program. It is a new team. It is a new batch of guys. There are new pieces to integrate. Is that not the era of college basketball? I don't want to use that as an excuse. Some years it's going to click better. Some years it's not. So I don't think that just getting to 20 wins is the standard. I think that 20 wins is a goal. I think that gives you a chance to make the NCAA tournament, depending on who you beat and where you beat them. But I would say that a third straight 20-win season would be another right step, in the right direction for the Nebraska men's basketball program.
Yeah, and but you also have to remember all the things you just said, and then remember the trauma that Nebraska basketball fans hold themselves under, right, and attach themselves to. So you have to get off to a good start, otherwise it'll be lost. It'll be lost. People aren't going to come back if you can't do that. Then 2, making it exciting, and an exciting type of ball. We know that Nebraska fans love shooters. So if you tell me that
I'm going to push back a little bit. Nebraska fans love post-ups and defense. That's all I've heard about on post-game for the last 2 years.
Please talk on this so I understand. All right. Juwan Gary, post-up?
Please no. Not an efficient
play. Any of the bigs from last year, post-up?
Morgan had some in his game. Bear K a little bit. Again, these were relative strength, not strengths themselves.
That Derek Walker's career was built on the diversity,
on face-ups,
on his ability to distribute the ball from the top of the key, right? I think that was big. His undersized defender, right? But offensively, you didn't count on Derek Walker for buckets. Right?
Not unless he's going right into the chest of Ryan Kalkbrenner. Sorry, Creighton.
Right. That's really kind of the thing. So I don't know what the basketball fans were looking for. I don't know what
I'm telling you from my experience on post game. Why are they shooting so many threes? They're not going in. That's not a good shot. Why is that guy in the corner? He's got to drive more.
Well, it's not that. It's not that they're taking the shots; it's that they're not going in.
They're not making them.
they love it when they're going in.
Again,
Chicks dig the long ball, Austin.
That's not the Nebraska fans I've heard from. They're happier when they're going in.
Right.
But the number of people I've heard say they're shooting too many threes. And here's the thing. Nebraska didn't shoot that many threes relative to college basketball
so it means they didn't know what they
year.
were talking about.
I know, which is what I kept trying to tell people last year.
They
That
didn't know what they were
Nebraska
talking
shot
about.
an average number of threes last year. And that's what tells me that Nebraska fans want the Bruce Chubbuck, sort of thing back. But don't forget that the teams that Bruce Chubbuck was on ran. Those are scoring 90 points per game. They didn't play much defense.
I think of Nebraska fans during the Tamanaga era, right? That to me was that building set. It stopped sitting on its hands because K-State could launch a three at
anytime. Sure.
From anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they loved it. They rejoiced.
Mm-hmm.
When he got a streak going, everybody was, okay, let's do this. Let's party. I'm not sure that happens in the post. I don't think anybody sees somebody down the box and goes, oh, here we go. Here we go.
Alex March has the ball. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
See, Kupsker can confirm because I've said all those things directly to you.
Bear K going to work.
Baseline Bear K.
Bear K in the lab. Bear K's in his bag.
Let him cook. Clear out.
I don't know who you're talking to in the post games, but we need to monitor the text line because
no, I had to do many well checks on them last year because they were saying things that just, again, textures, we love you. We love that you tune in. We love that you give your opinion. And I don't want to say that you are on your face wrong, but I hope you understand where I am coming from and that I give you good data to support what it is. I'm not pulling it out of my butt. I'm finding numbers.
This is what I hear in the post game. You know the sound that Kevin Meyer makes when he's cracking a beer? That's the sound you need to have before every text.
Literally. And again, Husker fans, Husker basketball fans, love you to pieces. Love you to pieces. But I say all that to bring it back to this. This team, I'm not putting my mortgage on it, but this is going to be a team that shoots more threes than any Fred Hoiberg team in Nebraska.
Yeah,
They're only going to increase the volume because here's the thing. I think that's their only chance to win. This team is not stopping a nosebleed.
But this is why I said it. I think if you tell me that this team is going to shoot threes and shoot them at a higher frequency and a higher effective rate, then yes, I'm going to be all in on this team. But if this team, remember the days where Nebraska couldn't make free throws?
Yes, I remember 3 years ago. Gosh, dang, man.
We're talking about you couldn't finish at the rim and you couldn't make free throws.
Oh, and you probably couldn't shoot threes that year either.
Either. And it was just like, the pain. Oh, the pain. So I'm ready. I'm ready for Friday. I'm going to march down there. I'm going to have a good time down on Canopy Street. I'm going to go see Dan Swanson, go to the Canopy Street Market. Maybe get some tacos or a meal or two. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But listen, I fully expected threes to be just falling from the sky. They're gonna be shooting those things like Wiener Schnitzel, baby. We're really.
We are warning you now, Nebraska basketball fans. There will be a lot of 3-pointers. There will be more than you like.
Your
Here's the thing.
7-footers are gonna shoot threes.
Yes, you will play 2 7-footers at multiple times, right? Between Bear K, between Rink, between Oogie. Fred Hoiberg has talked about the ability that all three of those guys have to shoot the ball. They will play together. They will play individually. You will see it all. But let's just go even through the guards. Sam Hoiberg, better outside than inside. Jamarcus Lawrence, career 38-39% three-point shooter. Kendall Blue, 42% guy. Connor Sejan, walking heat check. They like Frager's ability to shoot it. I'm waiting on that one. Jury's out. Bryce Sanford, what was his one job? Stand in the corner and shoot. Will Cooper, what was his one job at Air Force? Stand in the corner and shoot.
Cale
Jacobson shot it well in the crowd.
If you tell me that it is a stand in the corner and shoot roster, I am going to have Jay Foreman salt and pepper hair in full because I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop shaving. I'm going to stop combing. I'm just going to be here every day mumbling. Oh man. Oh no. Oh no. Why is he not cutting? Why is he not cutting?
So, funny enough, Fred Hoiberg was actually asked. So I did ask Fred about that because he's talked a lot about the shooting and the gravity. And so I asked him, Okay, late clock. You got a bunch of guys you trust to shoot the basketball, but you need someone to create for those shooters. Who's getting the ball late in the clock? Has anyone stepped up, in isolation situations? And Fred's answer was, well, we're going to be a movement team. We can't be static. We don't have a Bryce. We don't have a Casey. So it's going to be a lot of rink at the elbow looking to facilitate with cutters around him, which is fine. But DP, I know there's a basketball coach in you, and I'm going to get Fred on record about this sometime. You can hold me to this. But cutting, you can teach it to a point, but some of it is just innate natural basketball IQ where you don't feed into your own personal narrative of, oh, I'm a shooter. That's what made Keisei Tominaga so dangerous. Yes, he could shoot. Yes, he could hit from funny angles and anywhere. But the threat of Keisei with his crafty finishing package on the back cut, his timing of his cuts, his chemistry with rink, that, just as a basketball purist, was almost as exciting to me as the random heat checks he would hit.
Gonna need Nate Lenzer to show up here and tell me that why any Husker can't outrun a defender who backpedals.
Just go.
Just go. If I am at the 3-point line and you come out to close out to the 3-point line, my first step is to get even. My second step is to be leaving.
Bye. Yes.
to be leaving.
Yes.
And it has to, like, to not understand that you cannot backpedal or swivel and go as quickly as I can sprint from one straight line to another.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is cutting basketball. We would almost teach, be offended by somebody closing you out high. Because I'm going to step, triple threat, I'm going to step to whatever angle forces them to reopen up and then gather themselves.
Make another turn. And,
Right.
Yeah.
100%. Now, if I am in a full sprint, if you're closing out to me and I take off before your last step hits the ground, I sprint to the front of the rim for a pass. It is almost impossible for you to meet me there defensively.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost impossible. And the fact that we can't accept that and we won't teach it.
It's a crime.
Listen,
it's a crime.
If you close out to me, I am going to bust your hiney. The nerve of you to come out here in the deep water. There's sharks out here, dude. What are you doing closing out at me this way? I'm offended, and you must pay. You must pay now. You must go down hard.
And cutting is a part of spacing, right? You think about you're condensing yourself to the rim, but how much it opens up for other people. Nebraska's team of shooters that Fred Hoiberg is going to keep talking about would lead me to believe that they'll have better spacing. When you think about it, but part of spacing then is why do you space the floor so you can get to the rim? Because Nebraska has one, maybe two guys that I trust consistently to have a good first step with the ball in their hands, get by their opponent. Nebraska's spacing last year was off, and guys were floating around the perimeter. I hope, for Nebraska's sake and for Fred Hoiberg's sake, that these guys understand that as shooters, the best thing for them is space. They're not going to drift aimlessly. They're going to move to a spot where they pull the defense away to get their guy a driving lane to even drive and kick out to them for a more open shot. Too much listless floating for Nebraska last year.
Well, the coaching is spacing is offense and offense is spacing. The two are directly correlated. And we know that in a 5-out scenario, we want full balance. And that if you're going to go one under, somebody's going to be standing in a corner wide open. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with, I need to get through the threshold, get into the paint, make you commit that one defender to commit.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that if Austin closes out to me from the top of the key, you're at the front of the rim. If I attack you, you cannot see behind you.
Yep.
And the defender to the corner, the far corner, that defender has his eyes on me because I have the ball, which means you cannot see the person you're defending in a corner. The moment he turns, if I see the back of your head, you're dead. Those are the rules. Cut hard. I'm going to apex and make Austin make a decision. Me or the guy he can't see. And either way, one of us need to finish up at the rim spanking somebody.
Either way, I'm at the rim. Mission accomplished for me. I got there. I'll finish it.
I mean, there are rules to the game. The problem becomes when you do not follow the rules.
Right.
When you do not have some point of attack, some theory of attack, and understanding the standard of speed and the standard of spacing, good spacing. make the defender apex and choose the middle point between any two players, right? And then if I can add to that, not only space, but I'm going to make him defend man ball rather than the rim, which is a whole other level to this thing.
Well, and that's offensive spacing is offense. It's also about numbers. If you can have one defender guard two guys, which is what you're doing when you don't cut and you stand out in the corner, that's difficult. What you want as an offense is to create 2-on-1s with, like you were saying, guy with the ball, guy at the rim, help defender, and you, or 3-on-2s. Can you break them down, have a guy parked in either corner? They have to make those two guys choose as you go to the rim. Either way, it's numbers.
I can glue you to the floor,
I win.
If I get you in the air, I win. If I get you to make a decision, I win. The only thing I cannot let you do is to not make a decision.
Or make the decision for me.
Right. Well, here's the thing. You make the decision for me, I'm going to punish you. Attack me. Come on.
Bring it.
Because the only other option you have is to ask for help or go chase the corner where you think I'm going. But if you leave, you left your front door open, bro. I'm spanking you.
Lots to watch out for Nebraska men's and women's basketball opening night with the Huskers Friday night in the Rail Yard. We'll be back rapid hour 2 of Old School in just a sec.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
It's nearly time for Bonsall Pool and Spa's truckload event. From September 23rd through the 27th, stop by Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to see an actual truck full of hot tubs with special prices. You'll save up to $3,000 on all hot tubs and swim spas, as well as $1,500 on all saunas and cold plunges. Use Nebraska football's bye week well by stopping in on September 27th for refreshments and giveaways. That's Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard in Lincoln.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
When your home fills up with family, Aloe Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Aloe Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Aloe at 866-481-2556 or visit aloefiber.com.
Sometimes it's hard to know if substance use is becoming a problem. especially when it becomes part of daily life or social routines. Take the free assessment, Is Your Substance Use Harmful, at myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can understand your risk. You can take the assessment anonymously. In just minutes, you'll get practical, non-judgmental guidance and resources to support your health and well-being. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers, as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Oh, Kansas.
Here we go. Second half today.
You just don't stop giving, do you?
Green flag, we're underway.
The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history. Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds, 3 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs.
You guys can't drive.
Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 26th through the 28th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up old school for the day. Takedown Tuesday comes your way here momentarily. This segment brought to you by Love Volleyball Nebraska. Not just Love Volleyball Omaha any longer. To renew your season tickets or secure them for the first time, visit lovb.com to make sure you get your seats to watch Olympic champions, national champions, and former Huskers all take the court for Love Volleyball Nebraska. In our last couple minutes here, DP, we would be remiss if we didn't also shout out the Nebraska women's basketball team, of course, in action opening night on Friday as well. Another NCAA tournament appearance for that crew. Lose some good players off the team, but plenty coming back. Excited for sophomore year, Britt Prince. Plenty going on in the post. Amaya Hargrove, I think, was a big breakout player for them last year. I think that's a program that can be a model for the men's program. They got to a level of success. They've maintained it for a while. Now, is there another next step here in this Nebraska women's basketball program?
Well, I mean, I think we watched Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament against the force, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the force. And you're watching against a UCLA team, long, athletic, got up and down the floor, defended well. Nebraska probably played its best basketball in the 3 games, its final 3 games of the season. And I think that is a thing to circle. You also get healthier. You get a returning player, 2 returning players, as a matter of fact, players of some importance and who are starters, projected starters, and at least all Big Ten honorable caliber players. So getting those 2 players back, getting in the transfer portal, getting some work done, getting folks talk about Nebraska differently. I can tell you the rest of the Big Ten was paying attention to Nebraska basketball during the tournament. How they handled the West Coast folks certainly played. It played because there were parents that were circling. Rutgers parents were circling. Indiana parents were circling. Whatever's happening at Nebraska, we can be a part of.
Indeed. We'll see what happens again. All on display Friday night down in the rail yard. Big thanks to everyone chiming in on the show. One last thing here. Crowbait, more importantly, women's volleyball. Nebraska versus Creighton tonight. Mentioned this with Tom a little bit last night, DP, but two programs with a kind of a crossroads season, both replacing coaches. Nebraska number 1, Creighton still in the top 20. Should be a fun one up at the CHI Health Center tonight.
Go Big Red.
As always. I'll say the two magic words, little sister. And with that, that'll do it for Old School. Takedown Tuesday comes your way, 93.7 Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Make this your best football season yet with help from Limitless Mail. If you're struggling with low energy, muscle loss, brain fog, belly fat, mood swings, it's likely low testosterone, and Limitless Mail can fix that. We've helped over 100,000 men feel stronger, leaner, sharper, and more like themselves again. Don't sit on the sidelines this season. Take control. Book your free consult today at limitlessmail.com. That's limitlessmail.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through September 16th are $1 off ready-to-eat meals, 20% off all pasta, and 8-ounce grass-fed, grass-finished sirloins for $9 each. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th